if you really want peace, go to the source, go to silence, and go to stillness. There's no other way. Understanding doesn't really get there. It kind of provides a framework of there, but it's not experiential. So if you really want peace, and by peace, really what we're talking about is a sort of inner stillness, where it's almost as though everything can drop and drop and drop, almost without ever landing anywhere. Just keeps on going. And in my experience, it takes time to fall into and through the many layers and levels, if you like, not levels in some mental kind of way, but almost just a falling onto one ledge, maybe onto another ledge, and this starts to get more and more subtle as one falls. You feel it in a meditation that doesn't have a focus, the unfocused meditation, where everything is just allowed to be as it is. No movement towards, no movement away, kind of resting as sky consciousness, where everything is just as it is, whether it's moving or whether it's not moving. And you feel that. And then sometimes, if you're sitting like, on a sunny day, a sunny, quiet, still day, and there's no wind, and you're sitting in a meadow, if you can find a meadow, or in a field, or by a river, or somewhere, some moment of stillness is on the outside, but actually it reflects and activates or takes you to a place of deep inner silence and stillness, which is the same as the silence and stillness that you're experiencing in the world as you're sitting there, because actually they're the same thing. There's no separation in that, and that's the nature of what happens somewhat in this deepening into silence and stillness, is the sense of all boundary, the sense of all division, the sense of separation between self and world, let's say, dissolves a little bit, not by thinking, but actually just by feeling, almost like a fragrance, like a texture changes, and everything starts to become slightly almost porous, as if it's the breath of God, really. The breath of divine is doing the same thing inside and outside, and there is no inside or outside. And this is a deep peace. This becomes the ground of peace, the ground of our peace. And the thing about it is that, practice helps you. It definitely can help you. because it sort of does something. It familiarizes you with the territory, but it doesn't actually. It doesn't do it really. In some ways, this silence and this stillness, this that I'm talking of, in a way, it kind of eventually happens by itself. And so the attention needs to be given to what is it that stands in the way? What is it that is preventing me from just falling into this deep, relaxed restfulness now, right now, in this moment, with me, here? What is it that stands in the way? What is occluding it? What is it that's blocking this falling one to another, into the deepest peace? Because the peace that I'm talking of, the silent stillness, this relaxation, this deepest relaxation, is an extremely healing place. It heals division. It heals separation in us. It's incredibly profound and really very beautiful and very kind of loving, not in a transactional way, but in the essence of its fragrance, of its quality, because it's a falling into union. There's a falling into the union that is our natural state. That's why I speak of it, because it's so beautiful. And it's like, on the spiritual path, we get really hooked up in ideas and philosophies and techniques and practices and the aim and, what about this problem? And, lots of inquiry, and this is all, really good. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but to then return to just this, how, not mental, not emotional, not spiritual, not anything. Just, how soft can I be in this moment? Just how soft. Never mind what is flowing around on the surface level, on the mental level, on the emotional level, on the worldly level, on any of that. Just this. How soft can I be in this moment? And then by and by, the next time and the next time and the next time, you get softer. It takes time for the roomy chickpea analogy of the chickpea is really, hard. It's like that, and the chickpea in the pot, takes a lot of cooking, hours sometimes, and by, the chickpea releases its essence, releases its fragrance into the soup, into the stew, and it's so soft, it's actually, beautiful, and it went from being something incredibly hard and impossible to eat, that then it becomes something incredibly soft and beautiful to eat, simply through the process of cooking. And the cooking is our experience and our intention, and the garden, we dwell in. And we are the chickpea. And that the aim, in a way, if anything, is to soften us up, so that the divine, if you want to follow this through, so that the divine has something beautiful to eat, in a good way, in a beautiful way, for the benefit of all beings. So, if you want peace, go to the source. And the source is silence, the silence of being. And it's not a rigid silence, it's a soft silence. It's like this.